Hello, everyone. Welcome. We're back at it again. This is Snowcatch Valley, the fall of '99. It is a small town spooky mystery that the guys here are well into the depths of now, having discovered a lot of strange coincidences and odd threads that tie a lot of strange things about the town's history and the inhabitants within together. While there is still a lot of uncertainty as to the definitive answer to what is going on here, some of them, Jimmy and Angel, have gone out searching for maybe more direct answers. They've gone towards, at individual days, on individual times by themselves, have gone towards Willow Lake and were pulled or drawn towards that cave entrance with the river running through it. And both of them, on their own, gone inside. Angel was pulled into something, seemingly lost his thoughts, dragged through and above a planet and following paths and stars, then flickering caves and creatures in front of him with glowing eyes. He turned to run. He stumbled. Something stabbed through him. On this same morning, as Jimmy doing a different escapade, days after Angel's own, Jimmy has wound up at the cave, having felt the feelings of this thing fading and not sure he's okay with that. On the same morning, Ransom and Brody have met together and have interviewed Teresa Gaines, who they discovered to be the mother of Arnold Murphy, an artist who created the discs that Angel played, and Ransom as well has taken a dabble at, which guided him to strange symbols of mountains and pyramids and knots and things within, and angel wings and halos and strange iconography, urging him to help and tying a knot below the mountain. Brody, on a path with photographs in hand of people and bloodlines throughout this town that seem to be connected, together with Ransom and his new freshly bought gun and a still wrapped Christmas present. They are piled into Ransom's car, driving with several paths in front of them. I believe you're going to interview and speak again with Arnold, and then you had sights on the well. And picking up with you two.
Yeah, with Angel.
So is there you two in Ransom's vehicle? What are you up to?
Well, I guess we should just go give this stuff to Arnold.
Let's ask him if he remembers anything from that day of the picture or anything else about that damn well.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I assume that he's probably still at like the art show that Mom's putting on.
Yeah, you know that they're in the early setup. These things go for hours per day trying to get everything right, especially with this being during a more festive season. There's going to be a lot more hands on deck, a lot more people throughout the day putting this thing together, and that it's very likely that, in the hour and a half you've been away, that you could probably get back there.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, head on in. Go basically straight up to Arnold with the box.
With the Christmas box or the
no, that's in the car. That's
just looming coming towards him.
That's a present for Ransom, Yeah.
So you and Brody going through the community center towards the wing where the art exhibit is being constructed. You see the bustle of wreaths have been put up almost everywhere, archways, reindeer and snowmen, and fake igloos glittering with fake snow, and a bunch of interesting decorations lie around as you find Arnold on one end, hanging up some of his things and shooing away someone who seemed to not be interested in purchasing, but was just a looky-loo. And you make up your way up to him with a box in hand.
Hey, Arnold, you should probably just let people look at your art, even if they're not buying. The exposure's good.
Yeah, but this one wanted to touch him, and I don't.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get it. I don't let people with Cheeto fingers touch my controllers.
Right. Yeah. It's right? Just. Yeah, you can buy it if you want to touch it.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, so had some spare time. Me and my buddy Brody here. Brody, yeah. Arnold, Brody. We stopped by your mom's place.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
This is
does
it,
she have
man.
my? Oh, this is he sees a
Yeah.
singular box. I
She,
guess that solves that mystery, huh? She sold all
yeah.
the goods.
You and your mom okay? You guys seem to have a rocky relationship.
Yeah, we don't talk too much. She's pretty out there, pretty aloof, not too much of a caring type, I suppose, and yeah, we didn't have a lot in common, so easier not to talk.
Well, yeah. So listen, we did kind of go through it because we wanted to make sure this was, like your stuff and worth bringing to you and whatnot. Uh, then I just start pulling things out. I'm like, you got some sweaters in here,
Oh yeah.
right? And we found this notebook, and I just like set that on the side, and this old photo.
Oh geez, yeah. Yeah, that was geez, that was one of the last times I think I saw him.
Yeah, is sorry if you don't mind me asking. Is that your dad?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's yeah, I mean it's been a long time, so it's not really a sore spot anymore. It's fine.
no, that's well. What happened? I mean, you-
I don't know.
just the whole pack of cigarettes like went out for cigarettes and never came back.
I don't know. I don't think it was quite like that. It was I don't know. He got weird towards the end. And he was very rarely home. He I don't know, it was his job. His job was all that was important.
Oh, what did he do?
I don't know, all he did was just I don't know, did some kind of custodial work or something. For some reason that mattered to him so much. I don't know. I don't know. He was always out there saying he had to work late constantly, and
Mm,
yeah, I don't know.
yeah, you don't know if it has anything to do with this. And I flip the picture around.
You see, he kind of goes white a little. Yeah. I mean, these images have kind of been in my mind for a long time. We used to talk about him a little bit, but I don't know.
Uh,
You
was
can
this
see that
something?
there's some hesitance there for
Yeah. Like,
him.
so what was this, something that you and your dad used to check out? Because if I'm not mistaken, like, so me and Brody and our buddies, we do some hiking and stuff, and we're pretty sure that's the well out in the northwest side of the forest, right?
But yeah, yeah, that's it's well outside of the campgrounds though.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
not too many people know about that.
I know we were kind of surprised when we came across it. We thought it was so odd that there was a well that far outside of town or the campgrounds. It seems like,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it has something to do with the old mines up there or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we used to you can see that there is some kind of thought process going through his head here, and he's seemingly trying to connect dots, but
Arnold, just talk to us, man. We get your art. We get that you're working through some stuff, and we know about the bright eyes too. You can trust us.
I don't I mean it's just inspiration, some people they got a feeling or an aesthetic and they latch onto it, and it's just part of who they are. That's all this is. This is
I
it's
think
not
it's
worth looking into.
no, it's got to be more than that. And I'm going to try and, like, basically, I'm trying to manipulate him into giving me more.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
like, your dad. Well, sorry, I'm gonna refrain. Um, did you draw this, or was this your dad?
Yeah, no, I drew this. Yeah.
So, what significance did it have to you and your dad? Was it something you guys did? Did you spend a lot of time out there?
I mean, roll manipulate now. You're trying to pull at the heartstrings a little bit, maybe.
I'm trying to pull the thread until it unravels,
Yeah.
like the sweater song. That will be an 11.
It's very good. Yeah, you can see with that, he does sense just a genuine interest and care for knowing from you. And yeah, I drew these all the time. Me and my dad, this is kind of the only thing we really bond over. Like, we would talk about this and this feeling of a watcher or something. I don't know. And
Like,
he seemed really into it. Yeah, I don't know. He was really, really into it. He would ask me a lot of questions, and we would go around town with his camera, and he would ask me where I thought they were, where these things were. And It was just a game, really. I think it was a way to spend time. And we would drive around, and every once in a while we'd stop and take a photo, keep it for the memories. And yeah, I don't know. He would always later on get them developed or whatever and say nothing interesting, but we'll keep hunting. I don't know.
Was your dad the janitor up at City Hall?
I think, yeah, he worked somewhere kind of like, I don't know if that was the building itself, but somewhere downtown. Yeah, he would.
Okay.
He'd always be working out that way, at least. And yeah, I think so. Yeah, that would make sense, I guess. He did make it seem like a big deal, so I imagine that's more important than a regular, custodian job. Maybe, I don't know.
Did you guys ever see any eyes at the well, or again, I know this sounds crazy, but when you're in a forest and it just, there's like that other worldly kind of feeling, right, where you're like separated from what you know. But did you hear any like sort of whispers on the wind, like the forest calling to you guys?
No, I don't know. Maybe something like that. It was more of like a feeling of a draw, something that it wanted from me, and I wanted to give it like some kind of trade, is what it felt like, of inspiration. And so we would go on trips. Sometimes my dad would take me to wherever I felt this inspiration would come from, and we would go camping. But I do know that sometimes we'd camping, I'd wake up and he wasn't there. And sometimes we would go to the lake and go fishing, and he would leave me on my own for a little while. And that became more and more common the more we talked about this stuff. And eventually he never came back. So
did he ever tell you why he was going, or like what he did while he was gone?
I don't know. I thought maybe just taking that camera out into the woods and taking fun pictures, but yeah, I never got to see them developed. So in the end, it was not for me. It was just for him to take creepy photos of something his kid talks about. I don't know. It's a strange line. And I did imagine him doing that, though, going out there and finding things in the night and taking them on. And he kind of made promises that, if it ever happened, he'd protect me, or if it was a monster or whatever, he would take care of it. Yeah. I guess he didn't, though. Whatever it was, whatever this thing, this haunting was in life, it eventually drew him away from here. So,
well, it sounds like while he was around, he was a good dad to you, Arnold.
Yeah, he's all right.
Mine's around, but he's probably just as absent as your dad is now. What was your dad's name again?
Jim. It's Jim Murphy.
Just Jim Murphy? Okay. No. Listen, Arnold, appreciate you talking with us. I don't know if Brody has any questions for you, but just want to let you know that like a good portion of your stuff is probably going to be able to be downtown.
Okay.
Oliver's a weird guy, but he might be able to work something out with you for you to get your stuff back. I know you're, sort of in between places right now, but those are still your things. They're a part of you.
Yeah, I mean, I'll look into it, I guess. I don't know.
Super good question,
Yeah.
Aaron.
Mhm.
The picture that we saw in the notebook where his dad is holding the sword and he's like attacking
Mhm.
the monster. Does the monster have a shape or is it just eyes?
It's for the most part eyes. Sometimes you see it's like a gassy ball with sketchy tendrils coming out around it, but it's mainly just the eyes.
Okay. As they're talking, I'm just kind of flipping through the book. And I'm just gonna like point to the one with the tentacles, tendril looking one.
Mhm.
Um when you draw and paint everything, you use eyes, but in these instances you have a shape to them. Do you ever see it? Did your dad ever explain what it may have looked like?
No, again, I don't really know why you're focused on that. Like it, there was nothing there. There was nothing actually out there. The only time I ever saw it was really just like in my mind, imagining it. Like we'd go camping and I'd feel spooky, and we'd have the campfire going. We'd be talking about spooky mysteries and dark things, and then I would feel this feeling of, oh, what if it was out there? And then I would look for where I felt it would be, and through the trees I'd see it there, but like in my mind, it was like, I don't know, like the world fell away and it was just my imagination that was left. I don't know.
Did you ever go back when you were older?
No, it's just I mean, it's just still here. It's with me all the time. When I did the game, that was when it got to me the worst, and I became obsessive and fell into that feeling. But like, I lost weeks and months of my life to that thing. So it helps to do the paintings, but I try not to dwell as much.
Just one last question. Did you ever give in to the voices, to the thoughts? Did you ever try to reach out in here?
I don't know what that means. Again, maybe if there's a feeling that I gave into, it was forgetting myself while I made that game. That was it. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't have much more for you, but I think I got to get back to maybe trying to make some money here. So, if that's all you got.
That actually reminds me. Your mom said that if you drew something nice, like an old house or something, that she would maybe purchase that to try and support you.
Oh, good to know. Maybe I'll consider that.
Yeah, it's better than nothing. It might be an olive branch,
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for chatting. I guess I'll take my stuff. He just has hands out for the box.
$20. I'm kidding. Here you go.
Okay, I was gonna say, yeah, that's a pretty like you're buying my own notebook and clothes. That's kind of weird. And he just takes the box from you, photo of his dad, and puts it in there.
Good luck, Arnold. And as I kind of like grab Brody to leave, I just want to look around like quickly at the other installations around and just see if there's anything that feels similar to what Arnold has done. Like if there's anything that has the eyes or the well, or just this like strange quality that seems similar to what we're dealing with now.
Yeah, no, I think even just like looking around, you can tell that what Arnold makes is very unique. Everything else is your stock standard art. You got wide spreads of just fields of flowers and oceanscapes and much more traditional art. A lot of some amateur stuff that maybe is on the borderline of art, and but you definitely nothing in the vein of what Arnold makes, and nothing reminiscent of the eyes or anything like that. Yeah. Right. And so, is there anything else you would like to do here?
Here? No. Brody, what do you say we go check in on Angel, see if what's up with him?
Yeah, maybe we can stop. Oh, okay. Hold on, Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
In where we are right now,
yeah.
How far would it take us to get to Angel's place in correlation to where the radio station for Jimmy us?
I mean, you got a lot of day. I would imagine it's no more than 20 minutes either way, and you got a car, so it's no big deal.
Okay, we should probably go get Jimmy. He can probably go help us. Go to the well.
Oh, yeah. It's like roughly the end of his normal shift around this time too, isn't it?
Yeah, it could be. If you were working, you would maybe find him there, but hard to say. Hard to track him down sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like people have cell phones all the time or anything.
Yeah,
So
not so much in the valley.
Yep. So yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's go do that and grab him. I can make him sit in the back or something.
He'll probably drive.
Yeah, driving around town, you eventually make your way to Jimmy's, where he lives with a few other roommates and kind of their own isolated parts of the house. You knock on the door. One of the other guys that lives there just like gives you an eyebrow. Like, I've seen you before. You didn't live here, did you?
Nope.
Okay.
Friends Jimmy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You want him?
Yeah, he around?
I don't know. He just yells back into the house, Jimmy! He's not here very often. Jimmy! And after a few more yells, I don't think he's here. So.
All right. You don't know his work schedule or anything like that, eh?
No. Different floor. It's...
Yeah, it's a whole other world.
It's different. Yeah. All right.
Cool. Thanks. Zeke?
Sure. I'll go by that. Works.
All right.
Classic Zeke.
Zeke the geek. All right, cool. Thanks, man. Later.
All right. See ya. Just pushes you away.
Walk back to the car like we're gonna
yeah.
No, he's not here. I turn on the radio to the station, listening to see if Jimmy's there.
Yeah, you notice some other program is on, definitely playing a set list Jimmy wouldn't make, and have an idea that he's not
Stained?
there.
Oh my god, he'd never put that on.
Question.
Yeah.
Is it any of the songs I may have chosen?
I'm trying to remember now one that you put on the list. Did you put Mambo number 5 on there?
Yeah, I did.
Is that what it is? Mambo number 5? Yeah, you definitely hear that then.
Yeah. I'm gonna be like, I think that's my song, dude.
That's not your song.
Come on, let's go.
You're responsible for this problem.
Click. Just turn that off.
Hey, I'm on the radio.
Go to Angels.
Yeah, let's go check out the pizza. Maybe he picked up a shift.
Yep. Tell you what, you go check out Angels. I gotta go check in at the projection. Make sure the new kid's doing okay.
Yeah, you make your way towards the twin buildings, and Brody, you go inside asking if Jimmy is working, and you find that he actually called out today, and he said he wasn't feeling well. And Ransom, as you go over, you find the projectionist is working out fine. Very slow day. Is there anything you're looking to do in here?
Actually, I'll just kind of what is it, like Brandon? I'm like, hey, Brandon, know it's a day off. I can see that you don't have a whole lot going on. Can I ask you a favor? You know what? I'm even going to cover a shift for you next week for you doing this for me. Because I played a joke on you. Anyway,
what?
There's a bunch of boxes in the basement, like a bunch of old files and whatnot. Could you just pull any boxes with with a bunch of files in them over to the stairway, just out of the way, but just bring them closer to the stairway, just so I know they're there. I've got a project I'm working on. That's gonna help me out a lot.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll probably get to that.
Yeah, no rush, just if you could. And like I said, man, I'll cover a shift for you. I know you've been covering a lot lately.
All right. Yeah. I will definitely do that.
Cool. And when I do come back, I think I'm back in tomorrow or the next day. We've got to start working on the movies that we're going to play for the Christmas movie marathon.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you feel about Jingle All the Way?
Oh, we do? Okay, sure. I was just, it's just been horror movies since I've been here, so I wasn't sure. But
yeah, no, dude, there's whole other sections. There's comedy, there's rom-coms, and watching nothing but horror is gonna twist your brain. You gotta branch out.
Yeah, I guess it just keeps you ready. I don't know, keeps you sharp. But yeah, I'll do the boxes. Yeah, no problem.
Okay, all right. Thanks, buddy.
All right.
Have a day.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, and so is there anything here, Brody? You know that Jimmy's called out sick, and anything else here?
I would head to Angel's place.
Right, you work your way towards it, Ransom. As you leave, you see the same situation as yesterday. It's not ajar or anything, but Ransom, you try the door, and it's still unlocked as you left it.
Okay, Brody. So I stopped by yesterday, and Angel wasn't here, and the door was open. And the door's unlocked again. You guys know, he doesn't leave it unlocked. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
I just run up.
Angel, running
Angel!
up, you break in through the door, and you find the same situation as yesterday. Like everything's exactly where you left it, and the game is on again.
No.
Hey.
It doesn't make it. Okay, no. Here's the thing. And I checked the floppy drive. Is there a disc in there?
There's no disc in it.
But it's the same like purple and green screen.
Yeah.
Okay, this doesn't make any sense. I played this yesterday and I took the disc, and this shouldn't be happening. Enter.
But
you
there's
see
this
it
thing where you
flashes
can
to
install.
life, and it just says help. Like you see the text being written out over and over and over. Help.
Okay.
Help, and it just doesn't stop. And the screen is rolling and rolling and rolling, and then you flashing through a triangle and then not underneath, and triangle and not underneath.
Not underneath. I'm going to try and connect the dots to figure out where that might be.
Definitely roll.
I'll use my investigation.
I've never played.
There we go. It'll be an 11.
An 11, yeah. You connect those dots. You remember the imagery that was, wings in a halo, and that's an angel, and it's asking for help. And Angel's missing. He's clearly not here. It's been a whole day. Everything's exactly as you left it. There's been no changes, and this thing is saying help. Nothing else.
I'm really starting to think that these games are prophetic. Fuck, Lake House, and it just, come on, let's go.
Okay.
I'm just like looking at him like, okay, hold
Brody,
on.
don't look at me like I'm crazy. You know things are weird. Get in the car.
Yeah, but help who? It could be
as
anybody.
He's pushing you down the stairs towards the car.
The monitor, like just punching my finger against the monitor.
Yeah, we pan over as you guys run to your car to see Jimmy. Darkness and a cave. You have space in front of you and the river beneath you. It's dark. What do you do?
Hey man, I think last time maybe we didn't get off on the right foot. Maybe we just maybe I'll just introduce myself. My name's actually James. James Arthur Marshall. My friends call me Jimmy. My initials are Jam. It's pretty cool. The band Jimmy Eat World? Because it's Jimmy like that. I don't know if you listen to music. Look, it's really dark in here, so just don't scare me, okay? Because that'd be really mean.
And you're saying this just standing at the mouth of the cave?
I'm like slowly walking in.
Okay, slowly.
As I'm saying this, it's partially just so I can hear something that isn't terrifying.
And just keeping a familiar noise as you walk your way down. There's a little bit of ambient light here, but you didn't bring anything but a knife. Walking forward, you find, after some time, it is just path. It is rocky and muddy, and the river flows, and behind you, the small light from the exit of the cave is just getting smaller, until you finally find your way at a slight incline, and you feel the air around you kind of opens up, and the space moves in two directions.
Okay. I hate this music, by the way. Well done. Is there like light coming from either of the two directions?
There's no light. It is incredibly dark now. There's just a dim ambient bounce of light through here, and you can catch it glittering on some of the moist cave walls.
I'm gonna pull out my pager and just try to like
Okay.
hit a button every once in a while just to have like a little bit of light, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's dim, but you at least are able to, with those semi-reflective cave walls, like at least catch the edges in front of you.
Okay.
And you feel the air pulling you in slight directions, maybe more to the left. You're not sure.
Okay. The air is pulling me to the left.
Yeah.
What does that mean? It's like a breeze at my back, or like just something's giving me a. Fuck. All right, let's go left.
You go left, and you find that the river continues here too, under your feet, obviously rolling a little bit downhill with you.
Mhm.
And you find your feet are sliding. There is very little grip as you make your way down an increasing incline. And you feel the rubble here is mostly washed away, and the cave floor is relatively smooth but slightly muddy. And as you're falling kind of deeper into this cave, there are a few sections where suddenly there's nothing to like grip. The sides of the walls are too smooth, and the water starts to rush faster as the incline increases. Can you roll keep cool for me?
Heck yeah. 6. Heck no.
You try and hold on, but the water is just building up around you, and before you even understand what's happening, you're realizing you are almost waist deep in the river as it's splashing over you. And you find for a moment that you are continuing to press on despite the freezing winter water splashing around you, and you snap to, and your feet slip out from underneath you. And with a 6, you fall beneath the water, and you are taken by the current, and you are flowing quickly and jaggedly across the bottom of this riverbed, which is incredibly rocky. And
Yeah.
slicing around, you take 1 harm of damage across your back as you feel the rocks slashing through your jacket. And eventually you come to a standstill where the water seems to be catching up against a few rocks, and you're able to get out from underneath its current and feel that you are pressed up against a large boulder that the river is diverting around.
Okay. Let's kind of wipe some of the water off my face. Check the pager. Is it fucked now?
You look at it, and it is dimly flickering a little bit. You're pretty sure the connectivity of this thing is gone, but the lights are somewhat flickering.
Well, it's better than not. Okay. So has it like put me back almost to like where the path split?
You went down this whole time. The raging water pushing at your back.
Oh, sorry. You said incline, so I thought I was going up.
Oh, sorry. I meant like you were going down.
Decline.
Yeah, it did decline.
Okay. So now I'm down at the bottom of this path.
Yes.
Shit ass. Okay. Well, I will try to take a look around and see what's kicking. Also, I'm going to feel around to make sure I still have my knife.
You feel, and it is there within your clothes. And as you're feeling around for it, you also feel like that hot sting at the back near it.
Where I hit my back.
Yeah.
Well, I'll kind of poke that a little, see if it's like serious, or if it's not, whatever.
Yeah, just tracing it with your finger, like it's a little bit alarming at first how long the finger trails this cut feeling, but it's not. It doesn't feel like a crazy gash or anything. It just feels like a long scrape up your back, but sharp enough that it went straight through your jacket. Could have been a close one without it.
Cool. Okay.
But yeah, looking around you, you see that the cavern here is opened up a bit. And moving around this boulder, you're able to get onto relatively dry land outside of the river. And you notice that there are a lot more boulders and loose rocks here. And through the slight flickering of your pager, you get a few like gentle feet of visibility. Moving, you see that there is a pile up of rocks near one of the sides. And then you get the glint of metal, like a gate, individual bars.
What the? I'll walk over and check that out.
Yeah, moving up to it, you see that it looks like a gate, and beyond it was a lot of rocks, almost like there was a cave in here, and this would have been put in the way
Mhm.
to prevent anyone from getting further. But noticing now, it is entirely ajar, and a lot of the rocks have been moved away.
Cool. Hello?
You hear a slight echo, first of just your own voice, just saying hello back to you,
And then also
and then
just
those
a-
whispers.
Okay. All right. I'll take a listen.
Okay, can you roll occult for me?
Yeah, boy. 2.
Yeah, you try and let everything fade away, but the cut on your back and the cold of everything, you are completely soaked through. Your clothing is clinging and freezing, and you're trying to forget it all, and you can't. It's focusing on your mind. But the gate is open in front of you, and the rocks moved out of the way.
I'll start walking forward and I'll go, is there a towel or something? I don't know if you get cold, like a blanket?
You
Hello?
kind of hear like the slight reverberations of your voice, and then again the whispers.
If I can, I'll try to listen one more time, but
Yeah.
7.
Yeah, with the 7, you start to be able to ignore some of the pain and some of the cold. And for a split second, you do feel that feeling of it fading away. And then a focus point before you. Similar to how you felt inspiration was here, but just a little bit further.
Mhm.
But this time there's no promise. It is just that feeling of focus in front of you.
Oh, that's less good. I liked the promise. Let's go check it out. Angel's
You
so pissed off.
Continue to move forward, finding that a lot of the rubble here is still, while it seems to have been cleared, is chaotic and frenzied, and there's no discernible path. Stepping over some boulders as you slowly make your way through it, you slip a little, and you find a patch of ice here.
That's weird. I like try to look at it a little bit close,er and is it like
Yeah,
is it
you like
super
lean
big,
and
or-
bring the blinking light toward it, and it's just dark ice in the bottom of the cave.
I touch it, is it actually ice?
Trying to like feel at it, it doesn't have quite the same slick feeling, and as you start to like scrape at it, you start to notice like a rusty color coming up under your nails.
Can I give it a sniff?
Yeah, it's got a slightly maybe metallic smell, but it being so cold, there's not much smell.
Oh, that could blood. Fuck. Okay. I'll take a look around, see if there's. I want to check the walls a little bit too, if I can. If there's
Yeah, I
anything
mean,
on the walls.
they're pretty cramped. A lot of like what looked like a cave-in is still stacked up high around
Okay.
you, and there's a bit of this meandering path over everything. But the walls are mostly just rock, and even at like a touch or bracing against it, you feel that it crumbles a bit in places. It's incredibly dangerous.
I'm gonna try to go carefully forward. I'm gonna say, also I don't want to say that like you did this or anything, but there's a person that's been missing from my work, Laura. Has she been in here too?
You just hear again your own voice whispering back at you.
Really one-sided conversation. I'm, just trying to extend the olive branch. It's just, we could talk this out maybe. Great at that.
Nothing.
All right. I get it. I'll keep walking forward and I'll try to get Follow that like path you said that kind of goes over it all.
Yeah, you work your way over the stones, and slowly this cave-in changes from definitely like a meandering path through a small cave to it opens up, and you start to see that there is what probably was an actual encampment for the mining facility. You can actually see that along the walls there were some beams here, and a lot of them are cracked and eroded over time. And you start to, as you're like moving around with this very dim light, you see something, a shadow, and
I
it
look for
shifts just a
eyes.
little bit. You
Eyes?
spin, you don't see any eyes. You just see maybe the slight image of something about your height, shadowed, moving.
Okay. I will put one hand on the knife behind my back. The other hand's got the pager pushing forward. And I'm gonna try to sneakily walk over to whatever that is.
You make your way close towards it, and you see the shadow of something that looks human-shaped. It is long, seems to have a head, and as your eyes trail across it, its legs don't reach the ground, but just slightly above it. And it's still dark.
Mhm. I want to get right up to it so that if I feel like I need to stab this thing, I can.
As you get very close, you notice it doesn't seem to react to you. And as you get closer, letting the slight light from the beeping pager flicker on it, you see light flashes of green as you get closer. And then you notice jeans flashing.
Better.
And a scattered ripped shirt drenched with red.
That's good.
And then you see skin torn. And looking up, you see the neck bleeding.
Oh.
And then higher, you see the face of Angel. Eyes open, staring upwards, suspended in the air. And his eyes inside, as you get closer, in the darks of his eyes, you see flickering, blue and red, as if there's dancing lights within his pupils.
Okay. Shit. Okay, take my hand off the knife because I don't need that right now. Well, we'll see. I'm gonna put my fingers to his neck, try to feel for a pulse.
It's there. He's still warm, and it's very slight.
He looks fucked up though.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna start searching his pockets for the pack of dentine ice.
Okay, searching for it. Make an investigation check. Angel, you had like one piece left, right?
I have notes here.
Yeah.
Dentine ice. I've used 4 pieces currently.
Okay. All right. And so what was the investigation for? Looking over it, you know he usually keeps it on him, and just looking at his clothing, it is torn and shredded. And it's possible if he came the way you did, or maybe it's around here, but it seems to have been removed from his pockets, or if he had it at all.
And you said he's hovering off the ground, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to just grab his shoulders and just go down a little bit, like just get his feet on the floor.
Yeah, as you press against him, you feel those whispers come back into your mind, and your hands feel like you've touched electricity for a moment, and you feel as if someone's hit your funny bone across your entire body. And as you're trying to press him down, you hear the rubble start to shift behind you. And
Angel, I need you to wake
doesn't
up,
respond.
bud. Angel, look, I'm gonna really quickly just Wet William.
You go to Wet William.
That wakes up everyone.
Yeah. Can you roll first aid for me?
Sure.
He's healing me with a wet willy.
That's a 7.
With a 7, you see that Angel's eyes flicker, and he's blinking, and you can see that the red and blue in his eyes are starting to fade, but they're still there dancing. And his feet, as you're pushing him to the ground, as soon as he makes contact, Angel, you feel yourself no longer floating above a planet, searching out the stars. You feel yourself landing on the ground and your feet are solid against it. And in front of you is two bright eyes that fade away, and you see, before the red and blue fades from your vision, the face of Jimmy. And over his shoulder, you see those bright eyes again. And now we're going to pan over to Ransom and Brody. So you guys driving, where are you headed?
Headed out to the lake house.
Okay. So you make your way to the far edge of town, driving towards the willows. You see the large banks building up against the river there and the lake beyond it. You see tracks through the snow that have been slightly faded over, but something that trudges through them directly from the parking spot where you arrive.
Do they look like boot prints?
They are snowed over a little bit, so
Yeah.
it mainly just looks like a carved path that is relatively fresh, but maybe an hour or two.
Brody, what do you think? Who else would be out here, right?
It could be, but I mean, people are probably also coming here to hunt stuff for the winter.
Yeah, but there'd be more than one person, right? You don't come out hunting by yourself. Where are things going to be? I kind of look over. There's the forest off in the east from us, right?
So yeah, as you go up to the forest, yeah. So, sorry, what are you asking for?
I wanted to make sure that I was correct in that the forest was off to the east of us.
Yeah. The forest is off to the east.
Okay. I don't know. And I'm gonna basically try and connect the dots here because there is a hill that is visible on the far end of the beach as well, right?
Yeah, as you there's a hill with that rock face and everything as you arrive towards the parking lot. Make that roll.
Is there any cars in the parking lot?
There are, yeah. There's 4 different cars. Most of them are snowed over.
Is there one that I notice, aka Jimmy's, because he's the only person that has a car?
Yeah, maybe. You see one that under the snow has dashes of what look to be Jimmy's car.
I'm gonna hit Ransom. Is that Jimmy's car?
With my 7, I think it might be.
Just walking over to it, kind of looking at the situation. You're wiping most of the snow that's covering a lot of it. Yeah, that's definitely Jimmy's car.
Oh boy. Okay.
Well, the snow
Time
has
for the
covered
Christmas
it. So
spirit. That's it. They go into the trunk, open up the box, grab the gun, make sure the safety is on.
Yeah.
Grab the reload
Yeah.
and just put it in my in the waistband of my pants. Look, I don't know what the hell is going on. I just know that we have got, undead and inspiration-giving spirits. Jimmy's car is here. We can't get a hold of Angel. It's time to go Action Jackson on this, man. Let's go.
Well, there is a gun here buried. I can go grab.
What? There's a gun buried?
Yeah, it was the cop's gun.
Dude, you're gonna find that here underneath the snow?
Well, I know where it is. I was hoping not to use it because I never took any.
You can find it,
anything
but
off.
you've got 2 minutes.
No, it's okay. Can I actually try to open Jimmy's doors? If it's unlocked, I don't know if he locked it.
Yeah, I think
Must
there's a
unlock
very small chance he would leave it unlocked.
Okay.
Yeah.
That car's my life after my guitar.
Well, Razor, do you have what time of day is it now?
It's getting towards evening. It's still
Evening?
daylight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a flashlight in your car?
I do, yeah, in the emergency roadside kit. Or I would hope so anyway.
Yeah,
I'll go grab
you know
that.
you have a flashlight there.
Anything else worth bringing in here?
There is a road flare.
I'm gonna bring that.
You know what? There's also the like survival blanket. You know those like really shitty like foil blankets,
I'm
Yeah.
gonna bring that.
right? Yeah, just you know what, man? Just grab the kit.
I'm gonna grab the kit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know you said there's tracks that are snowed over, but do any tracks lead kind of off the beaten path, like somewhere that probably people wouldn't be heading towards?
I mean, yeah, even
Probably.
without rolling to investigate, you can see that they're looking around the beach. You can see that there are distantly a few people having walked off the opposite direction, and you can see them on the distance on the beach itself playing in snow, like a small family. And you see some other people just wandering around. But that carved path that Ransom had seen is towards that rock face. No one goes that way. The beach kind of starts to your right. The beach is all over there. This way it starts to become a little bit trees, and then very quickly just like overgrown. And that path carving that way is definitely stands out to you to be odd.
Okay. And does that pathway or like trucking lead towards Jimmy's car?
Kind of. It leads from this parking lot.
Okay. Well, they can't be at the beach. At least I don't think so. They wouldn't be at the beach house.
No,
So
I think the game had a triangle which looked like a mountain, right? So there's hills off in that way. Look, man, I'm just gonna go. I've got to follow this trail. I can't let Angel or Jimmy just be given over to this thing. I don't know what's happening, but I feel like they're that way.
okay, lead the way. I'm gonna pull out the flashlight just to have it ready.
Yeah. Oh, and baseball bat.
Yeah, armed
I'll
and
grab
ready.
the baseball bat since you have a gun.
Oh, I'm
Can't use.
buddy. No, this is my baseball bat. You got the flashlight.
You want to take a security
Are
bat?
you honestly gonna hold a gun in a baseball bat just
I'm
like
not holding
that?
the gun right now. That is for emergencies.
Oh, okay,
Also, I don't want to
okay.
walk around with a gun out. There are families around.
Okay.
Also, the problem where Brody never brings his own weapon to anything.
It's true.
Ever.
It's true.
He always takes someone else's.
Yeah, it's true.
A hockey player doesn't have like a long stick.
No.
Casey
Or
Jones did.
blades.
There you
Or
go.
Listen, I went from being home to grabbing a box for somebody
I'm just
to
saying.
now we're going to a cave.
Never,
Like,
you've
okay.
never
Put
been
your
ready.
lack of preparation
You're
on
never
everybody else.
prepared.
It's fine.
I
Apparently
don't
you
You
think
shouldn't
I
be
got it.
captain anymore.
The hunting shop with Ransom and bought yourself a gun.
Getting demoted to assistant captain, you bitch.
Listen, I have a gun. It's just buried.
You have a gun.
It's not yours. It's a
Yeah. It is
He-
somewhere on the beach beyond.
Yeah, he's
But don't worry, he totally knows where it is.
yeah. He's. I did mark it. I know where it is.
I hope no one has
Okay.
metal detectors around here.
Yeah, I'm following Ransom.
Okay.
And as we're walking, I'm like, wait, hold on. Buried the cop's gun on the beach.
Yes, we used it. We used
miss-
it when he
The
was already
missing
dead.
cop that is being looked for. You buried it in sand on the beach.
Well, not on the beach. It's
It's in the beach.
It's in the beach.
it's,
Brody,
it's
if we
just
make it through
slightly
this,
towards the house.
we're gonna have a very serious conversation about where our friendship is headed.
Where else would you have buried it? Yeah, exactly.
So much
exactly.
water. There's so much water.
Yeah, just give it a throw.
Whatever.
Oh, what?
Just start trudging forward angrily.
Yeah, Ransom, you're carving a path as you make your way through this forest. And Brody, looking back over your shoulder, you're seeing people like building things in the distance out of snow. Igloo type things, forts, snowmen, flickering to an idea of summer where people make sand castles and dig holes. And now you're imagining the image of this kid scratching away at the sand until suddenly the handle of something appears. And slightly, this image haunts you as you begin to press your way towards the rock face.
I hope it does.
Listen,
yeah.
just add that to my paranoia, okay?
Yes,
Okay.
100%. Somewhere out there, maybe a dead detective's gun has been found. And you reach the rock face. It has been snowed over pretty heavily at this point. You can climb it as is or try and figure out a way around it, but it's going to require a roll here. Probably, if you're just going for it, it'd be a keep cool to keep yourself.
I'm gonna try and like look around if like maybe there's an easier path because I'm not exactly the best climber. I'm not strong.
Yeah, I'd say investigate or sense danger to wiggle your way.
Yeah, I'll try to investigate. Do what makes the most sense here. That will be a 9.
Okay. As you're looking around, you do see it is a bit of a walk away from the beach back up into the willow forest itself. But if you were to walk for a few minutes, you can see that there is that way an area where the rock face is kind of it's much more at an incline, and you wouldn't have to just climb straight up.
Yeah, what do you think, Brody? We just move fast.
Yeah, gotta get there.
Yep. All right, just huff it.
Trudging through the snow, you can just kind of feel the day moving by as you eventually make your way around the rock face and towards the far end. You can see the dock house and the lake beyond, and you can see this field of fallen trees and the willows around you, and the garbage that would be under all of this snow. And slowly you make your way towards the backside of the dock house, and you can see it there.
And there's still there's still a path for us to follow, like a trail.
You kind of abandoned that trail, having gone left instead of over the rock face. You haven't found it since,
okay.
But you did see that it was leading up to that rock face.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna
making
try
your
to
way to
like
the dock
retrace to like about where we would have been.
At least circling the dock house, you do see that a path leads up to the long, worn away stairs that would be here, and then it kind of goes cold from there.
Okay. Just go in, like check around real quick, see if there's any sign of Angel or Jimmy.
You do see slight patches of ice forming on the ground around here throughout the main hallways. You make your way through the rooms, and then you make your way to that room that you had been the year before with the Madison's etchings, and you looking out the window, you just see the river flowing by and the bank and the willows at the distance. And you notice here that the window ledge leading out, the glass long broken away, is devoid of snow on a large side of it where it's mounting up on the other.
Sorry, give me that again. That went in and out of my...
It's this big window having like the glass long broken away. You see that one side of it, the snow has been cleared off, but it's piling up on the other side. And you can see like a clear cut line and divide where there's a little bit of sprinkling here.
So is it that there's no snow on the outside or no snow on the inside?
Just the window sill itself, like the...
Oh, okay. Yeah, just go take a look. That seems unusual.
Yeah, looking over towards it, you do see on the other side a divide, like a divot in the snowbank that is drifted up against the side of the house, and very slight trail towards the willows.
Okay. Just like point Brody, I was like, I don't know what they were doing, but I just kind of point towards the willows. That's where we're headed. Yep.
Yeah, it's still broad daylight, but you've got the flashlight ready.
Oh, I thought you said it was evening.
Yeah, but it's still sunlight. It's not like it's early evening yet.
Okay, never mind. Don't need that.
Save the battery. You know how expensive these cells are. That.
But yeah, you work your way over the window ledge outside and fall a small distance to the ground, crashing into the snowbank, and make your way towards the river. Following the light trail that's there, the slight divots in the snow, you eventually find a way where the willows are all around you and you're moving the branches out of the way to follow. And as you continue in that direction, you start to see one tree in particular drifting back and forth and beyond it, you see the edge of the rock face of a mountain, and something dark beyond it.
This is gotta be the way, Brody. And I just kind of do this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just looking up and through the tree line, you see the mountain there towering over you.
Just call out like, Angel, Jimmy.
You don't hear anything back.
No doubt sucks.
Still nothing.
You might be hurt. And just keep walking forward.
Yeah, you press forward through the trees, eventually making your way past that one with the long branches, and moving over it, you see the open face of a cave and icicles forming around it, unbroken, and the river flowing through it.
It's a dark cave, right?
Oh yeah.
Assuming, okay. I'm just gonna put a hand towards Ransom's shoulder and go ahead of him, and then turn on my flashlight.
Okay.
Should have brought the first aid kit, Brody. Oh,
Is
there
it-
should be. Double. I'm like, hold on one sec. And I grab the roadside kit. I want to see if I have one in there.
Okay, I'd say roll investigation.
Cool. Yeah, that's.
See if it's
I'm
been used up in the time.
totally.
Can I
okay
do a
with
help out action?
that.
with
That
a
is an 11
flashlight?
anyway.
Never mind.
Yeah. Well, sorry, what'd you roll?
11.
11. Yeah, I'd say you find a fully fresh and stocked up first aid kit and everything in there. That
All right. Well, we've got some iodine and some band-aids and some gauze. It should be enough. I hope.
you
All
work
right,
your way
good.
towards it, with Brody leading the light inside, where we've moved to Jimmy and Angel. You see that thing, those lights standing over your shoulder, Angel, as you come to, and your body is aching, and there's an incredible amount of pain, as suddenly you are eyes to eyes with something you felt the presence of.
Hey, bud.
Maybe?
Yep. We need to start going somewhere or backing up or.
It's behind you.
Okay. And I'm just gonna start trying to move him, and I'll say, do you know where your gum is? Because I couldn't find it, but I think you need it.
Can I use my arms?
They're stiff. They feel cold, like your muscles need to work up and wake up. But you're slowly moving your arms around, and yeah, you have control of yourself. You don't on the ground.
I pat around my waist. I don't find the gum. Aside from the 1 damage I took in the previous episode, have I taken more since? So I know.
I would say yeah, you've taken at least 3 more in this time.
Okay.
Stabby, stabby.
Yeah.
So what room? What's the room we're in? When I quickly look around, what do I see?
Yeah, looking around, you see that it's slightly circular, and you see a lot of boulders and mine shafts that are long filled up or boarded over. Some of them seem to have a bit of a shadow, but it is incredibly dark in here. And you feel like your eyes are adjusting backwards, where upon waking, you saw this red and blue flash over everything, and you could see things, and you could see Jimmy, and then now it's faded away, and it's just dark now. All you remember is that you were in a circular room with wooden beams and seeming pathways around you, most of them rocked over and filled in, but then the eyes in front of you with a path beyond it.
Far away beyond, in front of me, or
Depends what you think is far. It's maybe 15 feet.
Not
is
far.
it 2 feet in front of me? It's hovering over Jimmy's shoulder.
I don't know if it makes much of a difference.
So I will grab the bird cage thing.
Okay.
It's one of the few things that still feel around me.
Okay, and I will say at this moment, the eyes are getting larger, and it is shuffling, and you hear the sound of rock. And Jimmy, you feel that feeling at the back of your neck prick up.
Yeah, I will try and use the scroll effect on it to
Okay.
bar a place. So like
Yeah.
the entrance that the thing's at.
Okay, make that roll.
11?
With 11, you begin to use it, and you feel yourself like winding up like the music box like function of it, and instinctively. And Jimmy, I don't know if you've turned yet, but in the
Well,
moment,
I would turn and put myself between the thing and my fucked up friend for sure.
yeah. As you're doing that, you see that similar look where Angel's eyes kind of fog over a little bit as you're turning away from him, and you see he's starting to grind the gears of a music box in front of him. And Angel, you feel that aura that you often feel around these things strengthen as you begin to bend. You also feel tugging around at your pocket, and you look and you see that your jacket, or remains of it, is being pulled towards the thing, but nothing is touching it. And yeah, then you cast the birdcage with the trap effect, right?
Yeah. Or the barring effect. Just
Yeah,
to prevent it
so-
from getting in the room.
Jimmy, you hear the music of this thing begin to ring out, and you feel these like haunting notes. And then suddenly, around this thing,
Mhm.
you see bones jut up out of the stone around it. And you see them arc over like fingers until they grasp over this thing. And for a split second, you see this thing look around for the first time, not focusing on anyone. And you hear a bellowing scream that echoes out through the caves. And you see it trapped in some kind of cage made of bone and stone. And then it begins to hold onto them, and you feel it turning itself inside out as you see its shadows flicker around, and you see images of it turning ghastly and tendrily, and the bones start to wither away very, very slowly around it. And Angel, you still feel it pulling at your pocket.
That was you, right? You did that?
If you can't kill it, we gotta go.
Okay,
the other way.
Okay. Sure.
Spinning around, Angel, you recall that one of these mine shafts was slightly open with a dark passage beyond. The way, Jimmy, that you had come is the way that thing is now.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Did I notice his jacket getting pulled too, or no?
I would say, even like looking at him, yeah, it's just like straight up like his hands in his pocket, faking he has a gun is what it looks like, but his hands are visible.
Let me take it off. Hurry.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'll help him with that.
I have
Really
like
weird.
dead arms right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Taking off the jacket, what do you do with it as you feel it still tugging away from you?
I
Is
let
there
go of the
something
jacket.
in the jacket? Like,
You
What?
let go of the jacket as Jimmy asks that, and you say, yes, your pipe. And you feel it flying towards that cage. And inside the cage, you see it grab onto the jacket, shredding it. And you see it holding the pipe in its hands, looking at you as the eyes lock onto yours.
how badly do you need that?
My pipe. Okay. We'll get it later.
Okay.
I'm in agony. Let's go.
All right. I'll get like my arm underneath, or my head, sorry, underneath his arm, like try to help him, and then yeah, we'll try to book it forward, I guess.
As you start to move, Angel, can you roll occult for me?
Oh,
You feel the world fall away for a second, and your eyes lock on the light, and you feel this thing whispering into your mind again. And you feel the etchings of questions in your mind, and you don't fully understand what it's trying to say, but it says, it's seeming to say like me, mine, questions, confusion in this thing in its mind. Mine, questions, and it's flickering through your mind. For the first time, you think you've taken this thing aback, and you see it moves towards the cave edge, becoming slightly more solid, rather than the wispy tendrils you had seen before. And holding forward, you see its hand shaking as it's holding your bone pipe, and it's staring into you, and you hear it yelling now. Mine.
No, it's mine. And I grabbed the lighter out of my pocket and I light it.
Oh shit, okay. So the lighter at Twist Trinkets with the gold filigree around it and the W etched into the bottom, light it up. Want to roll a call for me?
Sure. 14?
14. What do you intend with this lighter?
It's just like a stream of flame just shoots up towards it.
Okay, and you notice like Jimmy right away that this lighter like almost like balls up for a split second, and then the flame, guided by a movement from Angel and his eyes flicker over, rushes towards the thing, and you see it for the first time in full light, and it's horrible, scarred, etching skin made of like ripped leathers that are like seemingly like moving and fading over itself over and over, as if skin is like growing anew and fading away, and it's peeling away from the center of its face, which is nothing but fangs and those two glowing eyes. And you see the leatheriness of its wings unfold for the first time, and in its hand stretching out through the bars, you see the skin burning away and bone and it regrowing over and over. And you see it holding the pipe out as this flame hits, and everything around it lights up, and you hear it squeal as it reels back in pain, that part of it scorched, and pulls back and dropping the pipe at the
I'll dash forward and
base
grab
of it.
that.
Okay, roll keep cool for me as it falls directly at the base of this cage.
Hell
like
yeah.
A handful grab with inside its borders.
7.
At a 7, you get it. At the same time as its hand reaches out and grabs yours, and you feel that static feeling again go through your body as if like your funny bone has been struck, and electrically it feels like your muscles contract around the thing, and your arm can't move outside of the cage.
Okay. But the
And
rest of me
Angel-
can move?
Yeah, your body is moving, but pulling, it feels like this is a cage for your hand too, and this thing is holding on to you. And Angel, you're just seeing Jimmy now as he grabs a thing. What do you guys do?
So I'm gonna slowly reach my other hand towards my back where I keep the knife, and then out loud I'm just gonna say, "I really hoped you liked my music," and then I'm gonna pull it out and try to fucking stab it in the arm.
Oh shit, roll combat for me.
Yeah.
And on the other side, Ransom and Brody, can you roll investigate for me?
Sure can, boss.
I got a 9.
9. You definitely slash at this thing's hand, and you feel it dig up into what kind of feels like bone, but it grates more like stone, and a slight spark of like a flint comes off as the blade cuts through, and it lets go, and you see again that look of like skin healing over it, but it doesn't come back, and this spot is revealed, and it reels away from your hand, scraping up as it does, and you take another harm as the hands pretty much gore almost through your skin as they drag away, and you're able to hold on.
Sorry.
And then, Angel, in your mind, you feel that cage is being held, and even as Jimmy tries to pull his hand out, he can't. But you have control over it.
I have control over the cage.
Yeah.
Can I, like, loosen the grip of where Jimmy is?
Yeah, I think you reach out with that feeling, and as you do so, Jimmy, you see that the bone-like fingers that come up from the ground, you see that they start to crumble around you and snap, and you see a slight gap in the bars closest to you, and your hand pulls out immediately. That staticky feeling goes away, and you're able to run towards Angel, and
back the pipe.
give him his pipe. And as you guys are running towards that other pathway, Angel, in your mind, you just keep hearing that thing yelling, "Mine, mine, mine." And Ransom, you rolled pretty high.
10, yep.
You guys,
13 for me.
13 for Brody. With the light you're tracking, you clearly see footsteps in the mud, like up along the riverbanks of this thing. And then you see a path where it breaks off, and you see foot slide down the decline.
I told you. I get to that point, I'm like, Jimmy! Angel!
And from this distance, you guys, as you're making your way to that door, hear the slight reverberating voice of someone maybe calling your name.
It's got to be that thing again. No.
Run away!
And you
Going
guys
out
hear
sucks.
yeah, some voices echoing back and forth as you make your way down. Can you both roll keep cool for me if you're looking to move down the river path?
Keep cool. 12.
12. Good.
All right, I thought you were speaking to.
No, you two going down the actual.
Just around the river path.
7.
Okay. I think Brody rolling so high, you see Ransom about to slip, but him being behind you, you're able to catch him, and you guys go together as Ransom begins to slosh through the water, but you pull him back up. And while Ransom, you are definitely rigid and feeling terrible, you're able to not fall in with Brody there, and you guys
You
make
alright?
your way towards a
Good
level.
catch, man. Yeah. Don't worry about me.
And looking out, you do see a gate, a metal gate, and it's ajar with stones all around it, a pathway carved through.
I'm gonna kick it open.
You just kick the remainder of it open and immediately bangs into some other boulders, loudly echoing out around you. And you both hear a howl yelling and echoing towards you. And you guys, Jimmy and Angel, as you make your way right through into this cavernous tunnel, you hear it howl out as well.
Fuck. Are you okay? Do you not you don't have the gum?
I check all my pockets, just pat myself down.
Yeah, make an investigation check.
7.
Yeah, you don't find it. You're pretty sure it's shredded out there somewhere on the ground, or
No, I don't know where most of my stuff is.
Fuck. Okay. All right, man. Well,
Was that Ransom?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much experience you have with this thing, but like, it seems like it can copy voices. I don't know if that's actually Ransom. Like, did you tell them you were here? Because
No, I wasn't planning to come in here.
no, me neither.
I think as you guys are like,
somebody's-
yeah, neither of these guys are lying at all. And you make your way over some rocks, feeling that it's very cramped here, but you're able to find a path through a little bit, darker and darker away from the reverberating echoes. As Ransom and Brody, you hear that howl out. Do you move forward through the path?
I'm gonna
I
stick
will.
my head through the door with the flashlight. It's like, good look.
As you see this carved, like a little bit winding pathway, you don't quite see the end of it, but you do see large rocks, and towards the middle of it, a slick of dark ice glints off the light.
We don't see like an exit. We don't see like
It just
like,
curves out of your view,
Yeah. Okay.
but you know it continues.
Guys!
Does the path or does the footprints that we were following lead down here?
Here is more flat stone, so you just see this path in front of you, but there's no evidence of someone being here, except for that howling echoing out again in front of you.
That doesn't sound good. Okay, so listen. Here's what we do. We prop the door open. Just grab a rock, prop it open. I don't want that thing closing. I don't know if we're going to be able to open it up again.
I found
We
it.
go. If we see something we don't like, listen, I'd rather run. You ever fired a gun in a cave? It's not gonna be good for our ears.
You're worried about our ears.
And it howls
In a
out
time
again,
like this.
incredibly loud, and you hear it
Yeah.
echoing out around you. And
Yeah.
then you also start to
Sure.
hear whispers.
What the fuck is that?
And what do we hear in those whispers?
Promises, and it sounds good. Ransom, you see for the moment that like you could be your own man, be your own guy, your own place, not feel like you need to tiptoe in your own home. And it feels pretty cool. You're not that far off, just a little bit closer.
And management. We can figure it out. Try to shake that off and like focus on what's happening at hand.
Yeah, can you roll occult for me?
Sure. Can I roll something I'm good at? 4.
That's about right.
That experience.
But you actually don't feel anything after that. You just hear those whispers and feel that promise, but that's all.
Aaron, super quick. Before I kicked open the door, going straight, was there anything that I had noticed before I took my vision towards the door?
No, it is just you fell down a river, and the river goes under like some of the rocks here, and you can see that it's eroded away some path, but it is like
okay,
a narrow gap, and then you just saw this metal gate and everything.
Okay, well, I'm gonna grab the light from Ransom, and I'm gonna head straight in.
All right, you guys move forward, and Ransom, you don't feel a reason not to as you press forward and on. You see suddenly
At least ahead of me.
yeah, moving around. You feel the as you move over the rocks and the slick of ice, moving towards the end of this tunnel with the flashlight up in front of you. You see strange outcropping of rock come up in front of you, and it's like a beam of rock that starts to arc over, and as you kind of turn the corner, you see just matching several tendrils of rocky bone pulled up over to each other, meeting each other in what looks like a naturally formed cave of gritted stone. And as you're looking at it, it defies explanation, almost as if like stalagmites grew up into a cage. And then you see something shifting inside, a shadow. And looking at it, you both see an image similar to what you had seen in the drawings. You see a wispy thing of smoke and tendrils and two eyes as they turn and rotate towards you, bright and locking on. And you feel it screech out again, and you can see those tendrils scratching away at the bone around it. And then
Brody.
in a few spots, you notice the bone is weathering away.
I reach into the driver's side kit and grab the road flare.
Okay.
Just like, Brody, cover your eyes.
Yeah, you spark up the flare, throw it, and you see this thing that was smoke and tendrils fade back, and you see something humanoid in shape, but horrible, and its scarred skin, like leathers being drawn over itself in a repeating pattern over and over. Like layers of its skin are growing anew and falling away, and the whole thing of it is shivering, and its clawed hands reach up in front of its face, but its eyes still shine through, looking at you as its wings flare around it, knocking the light off.
Nope. I like yell. I'm like, just Jimmy, Angel, keep going. Brody, we gotta go.
Like, you do hear that as you've run a few seconds deep into this cave. You hear that Ransom's voice telling you to keep running, and even a little bit behind you, you see the light of the flare light up. And yeah, what do you guys do?
Keep on
Just
keeping on.
quick. Oh, you're asking them or us?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Just
well,
go.
I want to two things. I want to see if there's an exit out of this cave other than the one that we just came in here.
Yeah,
from.
you take a moment to look around, and the bone starts to shatter, and this hands thing comes out, and you see the wings unfurl in front of you as it's pressing the cage, and it's cracking the stone around you, reaching out towards you. What do you do?
And there's no exit.
It's grabbed you now. It is holding your body, and you can feel the pinch of this thing holding on to Brody's arms as Ransom, you stand there looking at him as it looks at him, and it screams into Brody's face. Brody, can you roll a cult for me?
Of course.
Absolutely
I'm
have
going to be
go
like,
back and save them.
shoot it! Shoot it! Shoot it!
I immediately
That's-
turn
that's a-
around.
That's a
Yeah.
5.
With a 5, you're able to shake that feeling free as you felt something closing in around you, and you're able to look away from the eyes. And you all see this thing as you guys turn back towards the lit flare. You see it having cracked open the edges of this cage, and it's holding on to Brody, screaming into his face. And Ransom, you are, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And everyone else is
Just
like,
I turn around.
Yeah, I'm going full
Okay.
speed to help.
yeah. And so, Ransom, as you're like drawing up, you can see Jimmy and Angel burst back through one of these mine shaft exits, and yeah, you guys see this scene in front of you. This thing holding Brody, screaming into him.
Yeah, I just like, so I pull the gun from No, that's not true, right? I'm going to just run forward with the baseball bat. Just,
Okay.
"Ah!
Okay, you
Leave my
just go
friend
for
alone!"
it. Yeah, roll combat. And Jimmy Angel, what are you doing?
I'm gonna let go of Angel. I'm gonna say, just stay here, man. Fuck. And I'm gonna run full speed and pull out the knife. I'm gonna try to attack the arm that's holding. Or is Brody being held by 2 arms?
Yeah, it's like gripping him at like the biceps
Alright.
and just screaming into him.
Yeah, I'll just try to stab it in one of its arms.
Yeah,
Try to get it
just
to let go.
going low with the bat.
Okay.
It's coming in with a 7.
Yeah.
Can I-
Okay.
Because I only have a flashlight. Can I try to blind it? Like right into the eyes?
I would say roll combat as well, but this is just to see if you can even
Move.
do anything with your arms with it holding you. And what did you roll as well, Jimmy?
I got a 10.
Oh, with a 10, you slice clean through on one of its arms. It hits right to that rocky stone, and you all see, like, as Jimmy's blade cuts through it, that glint of spark for a split second, as if like flint is being cut at with a blade. And then it howls back and lets go of Brody with that one arm, turning towards you, Jimmy, and its wing unfurls slowly and throws the rest of this cage around it to the ground. And Ransom, what did you roll? The 7?
7.
Yeah, as soon as its like body opens up, you find a spot for the ribs and just hit it. But letting go of Brody, it comes up with that other hand, letting go of him, and scratches you. It hits you on the jaw and cuts across, and you take 2 harm as it cuts into your cheek, and you can feel the blood already pouring.
Can I do something?
Do whatever you like.
I'll take in like a big breath from the pipe using the lighter, and I'll use blast.
Okay.
So I'll shoot out like a ball of like fiery smoke now.
Okay. Did you make that roll?
No, not yet. An
Well, that's-
11?
Yeah, with an 11, you're able to control it fully. You guys all see a spark light up and a big ball of fire rush towards this thing. How much damage does that do?
So blast does 2, but the fire from the lighter does +2 to that. Like plus the
Okay.
fire. So 4.
Nice. Yeah, so this thing ruptures across its body, and you see the flames catch, and it catches at the edges that you see are like growing over it, almost like the edges of newspaper. And you see each of these like layers of its skin that are like moving around it are like catching in fire, and it's wreathed in like what looks like a wire of flame moving around it as its skin seems to be moving
That's really
as
cool.
well. And then it hits it, square in the chest, and it is reeled back for a second. Brody, you're free to move. What would you guys like to do?
Brody, get back. I like toss the bat to him.
Okay, Brody's got something. Through the
I'll
air.
draw the gun.
Okay.
Are we staying or are we fighting? Sorry, staying or leaving. That's my bad. That was the same option.
Kill it. Use fire.
I don't have that. Okay.
Yeah, like look at Angel, like what the fuck?
Yeah, I'll try to like kick the flare. Like, so the idea is like in the same motion as I'm like trying to pull the gun out of the waistband, like kick the flare back towards it.
Okay, you kick the flare in its direction, and I think the way it's sparking up, you don't even really need to roll for that. It catches up and tumbles towards it, and you see some of the fire of this thing. It does catch a little bit like how Angels did, and you see that it does reel back a little bit, but it is not overly disturbed by the light of it or anything. And then you see it kind of just waiting there, breathing as its flames start to like flicker out, and they look like embers dying, and it steps back away from you. And each of you all hear a whisper call through your mind. Can you roll occult for me?
7.
No,
And
mine's a 3.
3. So, Brody, you're the only one who's not feeling in tuned with something beyond. And looking around, you see both Jimmy and Angel's eyes locking on, and looking at them, their eyes look somewhat lit, like this thing's eyes looking back at them. And Ransom, you rolled pretty high. You're very in tune with the way this thing works, and you're feeling open to feeling that has evaded you for a little while. The whispers, the call, the feeling, the promise, and you are locked in completely. Brody, looking around, you can see that Jimmy and Angel's eyes are kind of dim and they're still moving, but seeming like flies or moths to a flame. And Ransom is just completely still, like a stiff as a board, like a mannequin. But no one else is moving.
Okay. Well, which one would be closest to me?
I lost your voice there.
Yeah, you're kind of cutting out from your mic.
Sorry. Who is the closest one to me?
Ransom still probably. I mean, Jimmy's also right there too, but
Well, Ransom looks like he's the one that's most in trouble. I'm gonna go up to his face, do one of these, and just slap him if he doesn't wake up.
okay. Ransom, can you roll keep cool as you're slapped across the face?
Sure can. 7.
Brody, you see his eyes, they flicker and go dimmer. And Ransom, all you're aware of is that it's right here. The promise is here. You can have it all. And then it dims a little bit. And then it says, but a little bit closer. And it fades and you feel like you're further away from that promise again. And Jimmy and Angel, you have that same feeling in your mind. Angel, you could be on top of the world. You could be something of myth. And Jimmy, you could also be a legend. And these are the things that seem to pull at you. But it's dull. It's dull. You're not quite there. You have to be a little bit closer. Can each of you roll occult or keep cool for me?
Which would you like me to roll? Because
it's
gap
your
here is very large.
Yeah, it's your instincts on this one.
Okay.
I
That's a 4
got
on occult.
5 on occult.
I did keep cool, so it's a 5.
Okay. So Ransom and Jimmy, you feel the promise fade and it gets dimmed and dulled and the light falls from your eyes as the promise feels, and for a second it's sadness. It's gone. It's been taken away again. But then you're here again and you see Brody and Ransom, Jimmy, you guys are fine. Angel, you can see that there is an internal conflict and he is trying to shake himself out of this. And there is like, you can see almost against his own will, his legs and arms are moving to do something at odds with one another. The left and the right hand are doing opposite things. One's like clawing towards it. One's trying to pull himself back against nothing. He's stuck.
Ransom, man, I need you to just help Angel. Brody, you do what you want to do. I'm going to go fight this thing, and I'm going to sprint at it and try to stab it in one of its eyes.
Okay. Yeah,
Crazy. Okay.
You break into motion. The creature reacts as well, looking towards you, Jimmy. Can you roll a combat for me?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I will say, because it did hurt me earlier, I do have amped up going. So
yes.
I guess I'll throw the gun at Brody and then go to Angel with the first aid kit.
Oh, okay.
As it's like coming towards me, I'm like, that's not proper gun etiquette.
I got a 10 on my combat.
Okay. Yeah, you slice at it as it screams towards you again, and you feel like as that sound passes you, you could feel the whispers with it, as if a second voice is calling to you, but you ignore that and you come at it with a knife, I assume, right?
Oh, yeah, we're going knife.
Where do you strike at it?
I'm going for the face. At this point, I'm trying to dull the eyes.
Okay. Yeah, going straight for the eyes. You catch up against one of them, the cheekbone sliding up towards the eye, and you feel it slide in, but there's no resistance. It just hits the back of something. And again, you get that feeling of stone behind there. And you do feel like as you glide out, you see that glint of the sharpened flint again as you pull the blade out of its eye socket. And it reels back.
Sorry, just as I'm doing that, I'm just gonna because I feel like I'm the only one this close to him, I'm gonna say quietly, I was the only one that was just trying to talk to you, man. You didn't have to fucking do this.
And it just screams again at you. And in your mind, you just get that feeling of impression of promise, ? And you get that light feeling of it's trying to pull at you again, but not strongly. Yeah, Ransom, Brody, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, as I'm going to be aiming the gun, I'm going to be like, Jimmy, duck! And I'm going to use precise strike.
Nice,
Aim for an
okay.
eyeball.
Okay. Let me know that roll.
As they shoot, so I'm gonna be like, the eyes do nothing.
And I'm gonna try and bandage up Angel here a little bit.
Okay.
That's a
Roll
12.
the first aid, or the 12. Yeah, you shoot for the eye, and the shot goes clean through. As Jimmy's yelling, like, the eyes do nothing. But you see the bullet course through its head, reach out to the other side, and through the back you see a spark of light glowing through the back of its skull as the light kind of fills the room beyond it as a small exit hole, as if the light is just coursing out from this thing. And you can see the cave now a little better, and there's a lot of caved in holes around you, and 2 of them are opened up, the one behind where Angel is standing, and a distant one to the side as well, beyond the gate path that you would come from. And you all see that.
7 on the first aid.
7 on first aid. So with the thing, how much does that heal? Let me double check.
The bandages give +2 to the first aid attempt.
Okay, yeah, so that's a
I
3.
heal a harm. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, with them combined, it's a 3. Because first aid gives you 1 for the
Yes.
the 7 to 9.
So how much
yeah.
am I healing?
3.
3? Oh, okay.
Yeah, not too bad. You feel like a lot of your wounds are covered up as Ransom's doing a pretty decent job wrapping around a lot of your torso scratches. And then you feel the one at your neck, and you go for that as well. And so Ransom, Angel, what are you doing as
Do I
you're getting
snap out
bandaged
of
up?
it?
I think at this point, when it's attacked, especially through Brody's shot through its head, it is reeling back even more. And yeah, you do snap out of it.
Okay. Can I tell if it's like significantly wounded now?
You can see that it like has a motion of energy feigning, but you can't tell. It's you're not sure where on this thing hurts so far. You've seen the fire flick up around its body, and it didn't like it, but it's almost got like healing, kind of, and its scars and all these things, and the cracking through the skull bothered it as well, but you're not sure yet.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just do a blast at it, just a normal one.
Okay. Yeah, roll a cult for me.
The 7.
Okay, it's okay, but this may be one of the first times you've really failed magic, or
Yeah,
have
it's-
a partial success.
Yeah.
You see that the fire ruptures forward, and all of you see it almost like in slow motion for a second as it's panning out towards this thing's skin that you see rippling around it again in these shivering waves. And then this fire catches as it brings its hands up and the claws in front of it, and you see, similar to your birdcage move, its claws hold the ball of fire around it, and you can see the skin is scorching, but it contains the flames. And then it raises its hands, and they are just on fire now. And you can see that the fire is flicking up its skin as the skin flicks around its body like a burning wire, but it also is now on fire as it reaches towards both Jimmy and Brody, I guess, as it's slashing out with long arms that unhinge as its wings fan out. And can both of you roll combat to see, or keep cool to either counterattack or just get out of the way?
There you go. Combat for 13.
Mine was a 9. Super quickly, as he's holding onto the fire and it illuminates his body, is there a part in his body where like it looks like the flesh is coming from, where it wraps himself? Like, is there like a part on his chest or somewhere else on his body where it seems to like it makes it look like it comes from?
Yeah, as you're seeing the hands pull up that flame in front of it, you do see at the very center of its chest, the waves of skin are coming from there and washing over the body, and then it ends with a hard edge, and then again you see that as it's waving up around itself, and in the center of the chest you can almost see like they pull in a little bit towards like a tight circle or a knot a little bit towards the center of the chest, and you you see that in front of you. Ransom is destroyed, and then
What are we looking in
you
there?
rolled to counterattack, right, Mike?
Yeah, I rolled a 13.
A 13. So where would you attack it as its arms and wings kind of come towards you?
If I can get around to the back of it, I want to open up that hole in the back of its head wider.
Okay, so you dive under the wing. It misses completely with your 13, and you just jam the hunting knife into that back a hole, and it cracks in, and it gets in there, and it is like carving stone. But you feel it slices through, and it's a little bigger, and your blade is in there. Brody, what did you roll as well?
A 9.
A 9. Were you looking to counter or just evade completely?
I was going to counter, but now that Jimmy's behind him, I'm too afraid to shoot it. So I'm going to evade.
You just go to evade. With a partial success, you just trying to get out of the way as its hands come up against you and scrapes up your chest, and you see the claws reach into your skin as you're following it, and it's a little too deep for comfort, and then also your shirt's on fire. So take 3 harm, and you will take 1 harm ongoing while you're on fire. As anyone looking at Brody, you see almost bone how deep these claws go in through the chest as it just carves up him.
Jesus, Brody! I'm like, Angel, you're okay? And I start like running over, trying to like pull Brody back.
Yeah. Okay, Angel, what would you like to do?
Can I just do like a normal blast without fire? So just smoke.
Yeah.
So, and I guess I'll aim for like the center of the chest. The 10.
A 10. Yeah, you see like this wisp of smoke reaching out almost like a tendril and then balling up, and then it ruptures over this thing. And looking at it, it almost looks like just a gentle smoke is blown over it. But then you see glittering sparkles in the air rupturing around this thing's skin especially, and they at a glance look like glass cutting into its skin, though it is just this smoke, and it looks like there's almost like fiberglass if it were smoke, glinting as it cuts away, and you do see ragged scars again appear on its skin where that flickering flesh doesn't heal. And it just moves over those scars, and inside you just see very light fading of that similar light that's in its head as you're working your way through that flesh. And then, Jimmy, you were going to do something else with the knife.
No, I was just gonna. I'll keep going, but I'm gonna say out loud. Someone, please use the bat on the back on this thing. Like, break its head. We need to break its head. And then, I'm gonna just keep trying to. Actually, if I want to try to like wrestle this thing to the ground. Okay, first of all, when it grabbed me previously, how strong did that grip feel? Does this feel like very strong in general?
Incredibly strong.
Okay, don't worry about that then. I'm just gonna keep hitting the back of the head.
Okay.
If I don't think I can like wrestle it at all, I'm not gonna try.
Yeah. Are you looking to like just push it more? What are you looking to do with the blade itself?
I kind of want to. I actually kind of want to pull it out and use like the butt end of it and just try to like just smash the back of it in more and just break more of this stuff, because I don't. Unless I really feel like going blade in has been good.
Yeah, I would say you haven't tried the other way yet, so you're not sure which is better. But
okay, let's try it.
Yeah. Okay, so pulling the blade out, flip it around, make another combat check. Is
10.
And is anyone else doing anything? Oh yeah, with a 10, you do feel it as you hit towards the edge of it, the opening already. You feel it does cave in like stone wood. It's incredibly strong, but it caves a little bit, and you see it splinter, and a piece of it falls into its own skull, and the light, more of it comes out.
I'm trying to keep Brody from exsanguinating on a cave floor.
Right.
So basically, I'm just like squirting iodine into the wound and just mushing as much gauze in there as I can.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Roll the. What was that, sorry?
That's horrible.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm just trying to stop the bleeding right now.
Yeah.
I'm like looking at Ransom as we're like laying on the ground. Don't give it to me straight. How does it look?
Buddy, you could be on a beach right now and people would be impressed with your body.
Awesome. I've been working on that 6-pack all summer.
Yeah. That's another 7.
A 7. Using the second, like, you're using these in thirds almost, is how much gauze and stuff you're needing to use and how much iodine you feel like would be effective. Using the second of 3/3, you really covering up most of this. You feel like it's packed tightly enough that it's a good level. You feel confident-ish with it, but you heal the +3 with that, Brody, and it is incredibly painful to move. But you are no longer on fire, and you're no longer. To say you're not bleeding is not right, but you are.
It's more like a trickle than an open faucet.
It's been worse.
So I'm gonna prop him up against the cave wall. Like, listen, got the gun. Only if you've got a clear shot. Okay? Just stay here, and I'll run off to go grab the bat and try and help Jimmy.
Okay, running off to the bat. Is there anything anyone would like to do in this moment?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it.
I'm gonna reach my hand inside the fucking head and see what's in there that's causing light.
Okay.
It's a gas lamp.
Yeah. The jagged edges of this thing, as you put your hands towards it, and it is not a thing that is completely still. It is reeling around, moving. You can also feel that its muscles are tensing as its wings come back towards you. Mm-hmm. And in this moment, after you stab, then flip and bash, you can see that its wings are rising up, and then you all hear knuckles crack as the wings arc backwards towards you. And in that moment, you notice that its wingtips are revealed stony bone that are jagged and porous almost. And one of the wingtips is broken off as it moves back towards you. And are you going to still try and get your hand in there? It'll be a keep cool to evade danger and do that, or you can do something else.
Nah, I'm reaching my hand in, and I'm taking the light from myself.
Okay. Yeah. You find that this hole just barely enough for fingertips to break in through. What do you roll there? Good? Really good?
Yeah, it's an 8, but I'm deciding if I want to use a luck point. Yeah, I'm gonna use luck so I don't take any damage.
Okay. That's not the first time, right? I think you used one before.
Yeah,
so
but I've used the thing to gain one back previously.
Oh,
one of my level ups, so
yeah.
Now I'm down to 0 now, which is a great feeling.
Yeah. So you use the luck as you see these wingtips come towards you, and then do a quick stabbing motion as you just kind of turn your side into the arc of one of the wings, putting your hand into the head of this thing. And once your hand is inside, you feel that feeling before of static rushing through your body. Okay. And then your eyes, everyone can see, are fully light as you are stuck for a split second. You can roll occult or keep cool in this moment as your instincts battle at a feeling that you don't fully understand.
Okay. I am going to roll keep cool.
Yeah.
That's a 10.
With a 10, you feel that you can ignore this, but you have overcome the pain of it, and that you can continue to move your hand. And it feels like burning as you're moving your hand into this hole. And you can make the decision to pull it out if you wish. You've overcome something locking you there, but you can also keep going.
Oh, wait. Oh, I can pull my hand over. I can keep my hand going deeper.
Yeah, you felt when you put your hand in, you were locked and frozen like you were in the cage. And it's hot and burning, but you've overcome that and you can do
then I'm going to keep going deeper. And as I do, I'm going to put my face right beside its ear and just be like, I promise you, son of a bitch. And just keep going.
As you begin to push your arm inside, the jagged edges of its skull scraping up your arm. You can feel it cutting in at your skin. Do you keep pushing?
Yep.
You take one arm and continue to push up to the forearm, and disgustingly, you feel too much space. You feel that your arm keeps going where there is no more skull, where there's no angles, there's no neck. It's just space and heat, and it is burning. And again, you wonder, are you burning? Are you melting? And you roll keep cool for me.
Yep.
As he's rolling that, the wingtip, did I notice anything special about it aside from it being like a porous rock?
I think you also would have seen as it goes up that one of them is definitely broken off. But that's it.
Is Is the wingtip on the ground anywhere?
Make a quick investigation check. Assuming you have the flashlight, it is decently bright in here with all the light, but the arm is blocking most of it again. So
I rolled an 8, by the way.
okay. So Jimmy, you feel that heat and it is burning, and you take an extra harm, but you're in control still.
Sorry, really quick. Would armor or magic armor negate the one that I'm taking as I'm going in?
Magic armor, I think, would negate this one on your hands that you're feeling. The scratching of the skin, not
I was
so
going
much.
in originally. That makes sense.
But
Okay.
this one on your hand that you feel is burning you, you can.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Then yeah. I'm going in, baby.
And Ransom, what was the roll?
10.
10. Looking around, you don't see a wingtip anywhere. And then your eyes fall to Angel, who blew on that pipe a few times. Looking at it, that stony, bony appearance, slightly porous. And as Ransom's eyes flick from the wing to the ground to Angel's pipe, Angel, you see him looking at you and the pipe over and over. What do you guys do?
I think it is his.
Yeah, and you remember it saying mine, holding a piece of something, of your pipe.
It's not his anymore.
You claim it. It's yours. Do either of you do anything with that?
Did I notice if the fireball or just the smoke ball was more effective?
You have a feeling that the smoke seemed to be more effective. The fire did still work, but the smoke seemed to bypass something that it maybe it's more accustomed to fire or heat in some fashion. And you can see that with the way that its skin actively moves flames away from it, that the smoke evaded that.
Okay. Can I run at him?
Sure.
And I'll use blast, but using the forceful from the wind.
Okay.
And yeah, right down his face.
Okay. Yeah, make that roll. And Brody, as Angel's running, is there anything you would like to do?
I'm just gonna hold my shot until Jimmy gets at me. This one's gonna go
That's
through both
gonna-
of
you're
them.
gonna-
I'll
fucking
use my
bleeding.
last luck.
Okay. All right.
15 then?
Okay, that's pretty high. Yeah. So you aim the smoke. Where are you aiming it again?
In his, like, the eye hole, so it goes
Eye holes.
inside of him.
Okay. You see the smoke stream out and that glittering look through the air, especially as it catches the light from its eyes, and you see it stream inside. And 100%, Jimmy, you feel what feels like glass lancing through your skin, and the inside, almost like Pop Rocks on your skin, is how it feels, but 10 times worse. And you take 1 harm. This time, the magic does deflect it, though, as you feel that this is more of a superficial wound. So the harm's negated.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I'm in pretty bad shape right now, so I
Yeah.
can't really be taking pain, you know?
Yeah.
The
And
forceful
yeah.
modifier makes it +3 harm, though. So yeah, total.
yeah, so the flakes of it inside aren't affecting Jimmy quite as hard, but the outside of it, what you do feel, Jimmy, is this thing's whole body is thrown, and you all see it lift up off its feet, thrown towards the cave wall, towards one of the bulkhead wooden beams. And Jimmy, you have a split second where you see a split moment where you are being thrown backward incredibly quickly. You can try and roll keep cool to get out of there, or you can just take whatever happens.
Okay, question. How far in is my arm at this point? Like, am I down to the elbow here?
Yeah, not over the elbow yet, but you are up to it.
Fucking deep. Fuck. Yeah, I can't take the pain. Well, I'm gonna because I'm assuming going in like open-handed. I'm just gonna like close my hand and just like reach for anything that might be in there, and then
Okay.
try to pull my arm out.
Okay, make that roll.
Yeah, keep cool, eh? 11.
With an 11, full success, you're closing your hand around it, and you actually feel something almost like something bobbing in water dash away from your fingertip, and you can, even without seeing it, feel that it bobbed down and then up, and you feel something grainy and porous and sharp, and it bounces up, and you can feel it in your palm for a split second, and as you're moving your arm out, you just wrap your fingers around it, and you feel this slightly oblong, like teardrop-shaped thing in your hand that is porous and sharp, and it is thudding and thrumming through you as you pull this thing out. Your arm slashing up, you take one more harm as you feel grating up over the edges of this thing, and then drop to the ground as its body crashes into the bulkhead, splintering the wood, and you feel that it is panting as it hits the ground, and you can see bits of crackles on its back, Jimmy, as you're looking up at it, as the skin flickering over it is ignoring more scars and shatters in itself and is cracking. And Brody, you see no one near it, and Ransom, what are you doing?
I'm going to shoot it.
Make that a combat roll with you can with your stuff, and Ransom, you see that as well. What do you do?
I'm gonna look over my shoulder to see like what Brody's doing, because that guy has a gun and he might bury it,
Okay.
Yeah, and then basically I'm gonna see what he's doing, and then judge what I want to do from there.
Okay, so you see this action happen and just look to Brody.
Like,
I'm going to use a luck point.
Okay.
So that's a 14, and I'll use precise strike to blast his forehead away.
Okay, drop down one luck, and you're shooting at the face. You see as it shatters, its wings flatten out for a split second before it's falling to the ground, but you take your shot directly to the center of its face or an eye. Where are you looking?
Yeah, like, I shot one of his eyes out, like, just slightly to the other side.
Okay. You see it going closer towards the middle of the face, and with precise strike, you crack between the eyes, and you see this thing reel back as the room is flooded with light, and you see that the eyes, which were two distinct holes at one point, are no longer. It is just almost like a visor of light shooting out from this thing's crashed face. And you see its claws come up, and the flames start to dwindle around its skin as it looks up towards the ceiling. And the claws kind of light beams shooting up between them a little bit. And it is reeling for a moment, and it doesn't move. And Ransom, you see that. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm gonna come down overhead with a baseball bat, just right over its face where the claws are.
Oh, shit. Okay, make a combat roll.
Except I leveled up, and I'm going to use my luck point.
Hey, there you go.
So 12.
Okay. 12, and you're aiming with the bat to the face. Just the whole face?
Yeah. Just,
Yeah.
You know, like the anime episode where they smash the watermelon with a baseball bat?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that, but a monster.
Okay. So you overhand swing with this bat right into the thing's face, and you feel that the bat splinters, the wood of it shattering a little bit across the stone-like bone of this thing's creature, as also stone caves in around it and the light explodes. The claws of its hands falling into that gap a little bit, and you see its hands crushed into its own gaping face, and then it falls backwards slightly, and it is leaning against the cave wall, and Jimmy, you can feel its weight fall onto you and its wing wrap over you, and you feel the leathery feeling of its skin that is rippling still, and this wing weighs like, feels like 100 pounds, the opposite of a safety blanket, and it is draped over you, and you can feel heat coming off of it, especially the crackles that are resting up almost near your face of its back, and the back of the eye hole of its head above you.
Cool.
Is there anything you'd like to do here?
I'm gonna try to get out.
Okay.
Can I run over and like try and lift up the wing?
Yeah, I'd say you can roll help out, Angel. As you roll keep cool for me, Jimmy, and
And whatever, I'll put whatever in my pocket.
I rolled
Okay.
a 10.
I rolled
10.
11. No, 12.
And while that's
Oh.
happening, like the moment they're able to get out, I want to just boot stomp, like kick its hand just deeper into its face.
Okay, yeah, as this thing is falling down, and Jimmy, you are definitely pulled out with Angel's help under this thing's incredibly heavy wings, and move towards it.
Medic.
Yeah, you're calling for the medic as you see Ransom full heal into this thing's face. Can you roll combat for me again?
Sure. Four.
You feel the worst possible situation when you're kicking a hole is that you hit the hole. Your heel goes first into the hole of this thing's face. The back of your leg, like Achilles tendon, scraping up against some of the caved in stone, and you take definitely one harm as you feel it scraping up towards your Achilles, but definitely missing it, thankfully. And the rest of you see this thing on the ground heaving, and the skin is very slowly moving around its body now.
Have to take its heart.
Guess I'm really fucked up.
Don't stop yet. It's almost dead. And I use that. I oh god! I put on my brass knuckles and I punch it in the chest.
Jesus. Okay. Yeah, roll combat for me. Brody, are you doing anything as you see Angel knuckling up?
No, I don't want my
No.
guts to be spilling out, so I'm just waiting until everybody kind of gets out of the way. Like, kind of impatiently, like, hello.
Yeah, just, breathing, trying not to die.
Can I first aid myself? Like, my health is like, I'm unstable. So
Yeah, I think generally you can do it to yourself as well, but it potentially could be worse for you if you fail.
There's a 7.
It's only when I take one. Okay, never mind. I'll just sit back.
So you're also just kind of resting away from this thing. So is Brody, as you guys are bleeding quite heavily. Yeah, anything, Angel, for you? As you're
I hit. I did roll a 7.
roll a 7. But this was the knuckles towards the chest of this thing. You feel, as you punch into it, almost like a convulsion as this thing hits you, and you think it's it reacting to the hit. But then, quick maths, that hit felt like hitting a leather book. Like it didn't go anywhere. It didn't do anything. And then the arms come up around you and they clench into your back. And you feel that same feeling of stinging pain again that you had felt when it seemingly captured you the first time. And you feel its claws pulling at you, and you take 2 harm as it drags you toward its own chest, holding onto you. Its head still looking up, and the ceiling is brightly lit by the whole of this thing. Ransom standing over it. And yeah, you hear Angel yell out.
What kind of light does it seem like? Is it just like pure light? Does it seem like it's like a flame or like a torch? Like what kind of light does it feel like?
Yeah, I think when looking at it now up close, it's a very white golden light that pours out of it, and it seems to be pretty solid as it's hitting all the surfaces. But looking inside, you can definitely see flickering, and while there's no source and there's nothing definitive that's causing the light, you can see it shifting, and there are brighter spots and darker spots, and it roiling, almost like, I don't know, like looking at something molten.
Sorry, Aaron. How big is the hole in his head?
Like
I think
I don't know, a small plate, maybe like this big now.
Most of his head.
Okay.
Yeah, it's quite a bit of his face is missing. And,
Okay, I'm gonna just yell out Ransom to help Angel, but at whatever he does. But I'm gonna try to slowly get up, walk to the face, and stick my hand in there, and just shoot downward.
Okay. So as you're crawling up to it, you do see that Angel's body. You press up and like, oh, that's his shoe, that's his leg, and you see that his body is pulled up against this thing's body with its claws in.
Yeah, and I'm just like reefing on the claws, trying to pull them out.
Okay, yeah, I'd say roll combat to see if you can overpower it. And Brody, do you want to just climb over this, or what are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm just gonna climb over it and then just stick my hand in there and just fire.
Okay.
Got a 6.
A 6? Yeah, doesn't move. Brody, you climbing over that whole ruckus, aiming the gun inside. I would say maybe still roll combat. You're not going to miss, but higher is better for sure.
I already rolled, so I rolled an 8, and I will use precise strike as well.
Does that bring it up to a 10 for you, or is that what that is? Or is just extra damage, sorry.
It's just extra damage.
So firing inside, you feel that it may have done something. It's really hard to tell. Like putting your hand in here, you get that same feeling that there is a gap, too much space, and you're not sure. You're not sure what anything happens. This thing is not really moving except for just holding Angel, almost in like a death knell, just holding him tight to him as something to clutch. And
Brody, help me get him out.
Am I able to make like any kind of a gap?
Yeah. It's not necessarily trying to pull you to it all the way. It's more that it clutched its arms against itself and it's locked you there. So
Can I
there's a little bit of
stab
wiggle
him
room.
with the pipe?
Sure. Yeah. You've got like a little bit of clearance. You can maybe give a little
Just,
bit.
like, have it here and just like
Yeah.
push forward.
Yeah. I'd say
What am
this
I rolling for that?
roll combat again, but again, this is you can't really fail at this in this situation. But you feel as this bone, the edge of your pipe, you're pressing it into the horrible like the scarred knot that is like wreathing itself in skin over and over very slowly. You press it in, and you feel it just slides as if it's like accepting it. Like this is how the skin would move past, and the bone of it slides through like a key, and you feel it grating and spiraling with the skin itself. And then the whole thing suddenly unravels. You see all of the bits of it let go, and the skin that was wreathing itself constantly falls away. And you hear it scream out through this hole in its face, and even Jimmy through the echoes of the back of its head and the cracks on its back.
Yeah.
Sound is escaping from every direction as the skin falls back around. Luckily, you're a little bit out of the area now, as it's just like straps of leather fall loosely. And you just see this rock-like skeleton, vaguely humanoid, but angles and pieces that don't seem right, more carapace than human. And it is just there. It is slightly moving, and at the center of its chest where this thing unraveled, you also see just a hole with light, and Brody's hand still in the chest, but you can't see his hand through that area of light, but within there you do see something else bouncing inside just a little bit.
I do?
Both of you, if you're close enough now.
What is it?
It's something. It's darker than the light and small.
I pick up the baseball bat and just smash.
Okay. Yeah, you're just smashing at it in general.
Yeah, just like I'm aiming for the bouncy bit, but I'm like, I know a boss's weak point when I see one.
I will say it is within this thing, so what
So
looks
it'll
to
be
be
more
like
a smush
Just
pad,
smush.
you know,
okay.
like I'm churning butter.
All right. Do any of you do anything about that? You're all around it, and you're seeing Ransom go up with a stab-like motion.
Well, is the creature still holding onto Angel?
Very loosely now. Yeah, like it's just the
Okay.
weight of his arms more than anything.
Okay. I'm just gonna crawl over to Angel, just hold his feet, and just kind of try to bring him down. I don't want to
just
open up my
not
gauze.
exerting too much. Yeah, you start to pull him around, and Angel, you do feel that like this thing is it's not trying to keep you there anymore.
Okay.
And you're able to work out from it, and you feel horribly the feeling of its claws sliding out from under your skin, and they are jagged enough that it's catching, and it feels quite bad. But you're pulled away, laying there bloodied beside Brody and Jimmy, and Ransom standing
Hands on
over
the
it.
ground.
Yeah. Do you make that combat roll, Ransom?
I shall do so now with a natural 12.
Hey.
Ooh, baby. You see that thing dancing within the light and raise the bat above it. And as you strike down, you feel that at first it goes way further than you thought. Hands almost go all the way to the hole. And you feel that contact and it reverberates through. And then you feel it bounce away unsatisfyingly until suddenly you do hit another edge. and right as your hands scrape through the hole of this thing, you feel like as you're palming the end of the bat now, you feel it shattering like glass, and it crashes against some unseen surface on the other side. And in quick 3 sparks of light, the light goes out completely. And the thing is not moving anymore.
Everyone okay?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no.
We're all breathing?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it dead?
I don't know. I give it a kick.
Yeah, you see that its bones, where they should have held together, just roll apart. Like the whatever binded this thing's skeleton no longer does.
That's good.
I grab the other wingtip and just pull it off.
It's got like 4 on each side, and just the top one of its left wing was missing. So yeah, breaking off the wingtip. Yeah.
Okay. Did we do it? Is Madison wrong?
I don't know, man.
Let's
I
get
don't
the
even
fuck
know
outta
what it
here.
is. It's some sort of rock monster.
And it just wouldn't talk to me. I tried to ask, but I don't know. Does Angel Man, are you sure you haven't found that gum? I would really like a piece of that gum.
No, I somewhere in the cave maybe.
Oh, hold on,
Let's-
Jimmy. I go over and try and like use the last of the first aid kit to try and patch
I
up.
just like
all
hold
the-
up like my mangled arm.
Yeah.
I've been like all the way inside it. It's just all
And
fucked up.
that's gonna get infected. Come here.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I'll make another
Yeah.
first aid check.
This whole cave just smells like blood right now. It is it is messy.
Copper deposit.
Mhm.
That will be an 8.
that
For
mean?
the first aid,
Yeah.
I think it's is it the last charge of the kit?
It is, yeah.
So +3 healing.
I got 3? Nice.
Yeah.
I'm stable.
All right, guys, we got to get the hell out of here.
We need
I
to go.
push myself up.
Help everybody up and like we
I
brought
think
the
we
door
need-
open.
Hold on. Let's see if there's anything else in here. First of all, the gum would be cool. Second of all, there are a lot of missing people. When I came in here, Angel, I don't know, was like floating and shit, man. And I just
Was
make
I?
sure this. Yeah, and your eyes were flashing cop colors. It was weird. Like the po-po were coming out of your eyeballs. But it's fine. You're okay. I saved you. You're welcome. Let's just look around.
Yep.
So yeah, anyone who would like to, you can roll an investigation check.
Will do.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm just holding in my guts.
Snake
Just
eye.
like
holding
just
in your-
holding it, just be like I need stitches.
My guts.
10.
9.
3.
With a 10, looks like that's the only success here.
I got a 9.
Uh,
Come on now.
Oh, did you?
That's a kind of success.
That kind of success. That's all
Yeah.
I'm used to.
Yeah. Looking around, the only thing that you notice is the pathway that you guys were running down.
Mhm.
There is very, very slight patches of dark pools, but like a dime here, just coin-sized drops of darkness that at a touch are dried and dusted over.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
There's
Seems
no
to be-
evidence of anybody else from the town?
You don't see anyone else in this area now.
Should we try to look deeper then?
Yeah.
Guys,
We need to know.
there's no way that the 3 of you are in any shape. I'm bleeding bad enough, but like look at you guys.
Okay.
We have to come back.
All right.
Also,
all right.
what are we gonna tell people?
Nothing.
Just
What
like
could we possibly tell them?
Brody's got to go to a hospital. Jimmy, it couldn't hurt you. Egg allergies.
I don't think I
It's
need
just-
a hospital, man.
Okay, Brody needs the hospital. So
Sure. Yeah.
Let's
yeah.
let's go.
Okay.
Um.
He's sitting in your car though. I can't get that much blood on my seats.
Yeah. All right. I'm
Thanks.
gonna make sure I put that safety blanket down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like,
So you guys are in this room. You're going back the way you came through the
Yes.
the path and the gate, making your way up. You do see that incline where the river rushes down, seemingly a mountain ahead of you as three of you are torn quite a bit, but it'll take more time than anything. So as you're rolling, we'll just see if you take any extra harm to get up this thing as you eventually do. It's just going to be keep cool to maintain balance and strength and component.
That's all of us.
Yeah.
Easy 5.
Easy 5.
6.
7.
It takes way longer than you'd like. Yeah.
Like
you know,
stopping for a rest. And
yeah. Anyone who failed that was bleeding, which would be, I think, Jimmy and Brody. I don't remember if Angel had a
I'm stable
crazy
now.
wound.
I was stable.
I was at 4, so I'm not. I'm stable currently.
Okay, so just Brody, then you just take 1 more damage as working your way up this thing. It just rips open some skin you weren't liking, and eventually you do make your way up the incline, exiting down the long path towards the icicles in front of you as you break through or go under or whatever. And you guys just head back towards the cars, or do you linger at all?
no lingering.
No.
No.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, we gotta go.
All right, you pack everything up. Ransom laying out the blanket for Brody in the back seat or wherever.
Don't worry, Brody. You get shotgun this time. Because I'm not gonna pull the seat forward and make him crawl into the back with a gaping chest.
True.
Yeah, I would also grab like the safety blanket I have in the back. I'm assuming Angel's riding with me, and I would put that on the front seat
Okay.
because I think he's worse off than I am currently. So.
Okay. So, whether for the wounds, and you guys, start up the engines, maybe idle for a little longer than maybe you should, but yeah.
I'm pretty sure I was freezing cold that entire fucking fight because of how wet I got. So yeah.
Not to mention you had to clear all the snow off your car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's true.
And eventually make your way off towards the middle of town, maybe towards hospitals, maybe not. And for now, we'll pick up next time. This is Snowcatch Valley, the fall of '99, and we're the casual ones.
No, but we won.
Oh, did you?
We're done, right?
Oh, maybe.
Did we?
Oh no.
I guess
I don't think we did.
we'll find out next
That was the
time.
mini boss.
Jeez.
So yeah, thanks everyone. We're the casual ones. We stream Tuesdays and Thursdays. Check us out. Keep watching our stuff, and thank you.
Thanks,
everybody.
guys.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody.
Good night.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Yeah.